Hello, my name is Dr. Rebecca Arsenault, and I welcome this opportunity to present this video to you as part of the nomination process for SNHU's Distinguished Online Teaching Award. Let me start by saying I have been with SNHU almost 3 years. I teach in the Healthcare Administration graduate program, and during that period of time, I've pretty exclusively taught IHP 630, which is Healthcare Finance and Reimbursement. And in those courses, I not only have healthcare administration students, but nursing and public health students, and from time to time, business students. I very much enjoy that interprofessional nature of this course, where students share their backgrounds and experiences, because there is a lot of cross-fertilization of information in this interdisciplinary approach. I'd like to share with you some of the strategies that I have used that I think have positively impacted the learning environment for students. And I essentially do 3 things and focus on 3 things. First of all, I get to know my students. Secondly, I respond positively to students, almost exclusively. Lastly, I love sharing my stories and my experiences with students in an enthusiastic and optimistic way. So let me talk about those 3 things. First, I get to know my students. I seek opportunities to know my students. When a student mentions something in a post or has a direct communication with me about something going on in their lives, I make note of that and follow up with that. I recently had a student whose grandmother was hospitalized for a number of weeks with COVID-19, and I checked in with him regularly. I assumed that his grandmother was someone who raised him, and she was very important to this student. And he immediately contacted me the day that his grandmother was able to go home from the hospital, which is a real success story with someone who has been hospitalized with COVID-19. I do have a special connection with older students in my course, and I've had a number of them. I share my story and my experience going back to school at a later point in my life and in my career. And those students who are also returning to school after raising a family, working many years, and now they're ready to return to a graduate program. I make a special connection with them. I'm able to share my experience and support them, I think, in a special way. Lastly, I share my experiences and my stories with students. I particularly focus on the role of the administrator in the provision of healthcare services. One of the requirements in IHP 630 is that students wear the hat of the healthcare administrator, whose ultimate responsibility is for the overall success of a healthcare organization. And I share with students the experiences I have had in my healthcare administrative career over a 35-plus year period, and how those experiences sometimes cause the healthcare administrator to make decisions for the good of the organization that may not be in perfect alignment with what is best for the patients and for the community as a whole. I use many examples with my students. I find they learn best through examples. They can ask questions about those examples, and I can share more detail. And lastly, and most importantly, I believe, I am enthusiastic and optimistic as I teach this course. You know, healthcare is complex. There are many challenges, and healthcare finance and reimbursement is a very challenging topic. The concepts are difficult. To to understand, and to learn. They are constantly changing. And every change in some way impacts an organization or a patient or a family. And so it's easy to become discouraged in terms of our healthcare system and how it is paid for and the reimbursement system. So I maintain enthusiasm and optimism as I work with my students throughout the term. Again, thank you. I appreciate you listening to my video, and have a great day.